Well, Ann Buis is so deserving of this award. She's done so much for our community. Ann was instrumental in the capital campaign at the Hancock Historical Museum in the last 5 years. And she's been very instrumental in raising a significant amount of money for a new performing arts center in our community.
You know, in a small town, it's sometimes hard to go back and knock on the same door time after time. But she does it successfully, and she does it with heart. She's truly an amazing lady. And the unbelievable contributions she's made to our community are recognized by everyone. She's a leader.
Obviously, Ann is a very skilled fundraiser, and her role as a volunteer fundraiser has had a real impact on the community, but I think even more so, her role as a mentor and a role model for young professionals in the community. I think Ann has this great gift of being able to lead by both encouraging and empowering other people. She's one of these people that just really exudes class and grace with everything she does. I can't think of a person, a volunteer fundraiser, who's more dedicated, more committed to their community than Ann.
If we needed her by our side, she was always there. And if she needed one of us by her side, she was never afraid to ask. And from right till the end, when we were getting closer to our goal than we ever thought we would, she was leading, and she got us and she brought us over the finish line.
When I think about the Findlay Publishing Company, the first word that comes to mind is community. Without the Findlay Publishing Company, I can't imagine that Findlay would be nearly as strong and vibrant as it is. They impact everyone who lives there almost every day, either through the newspaper, through the events that they support, through the time that they give to support all the various causes and organizations in the community, their work on economic development, their work behind the scenes to help bring companies and businesses into the community. They're phenomenal. The company has been in operation first as the Findlay Courier since 1836 and as the Findlay Publishing Company since the 1880s. And through all that time, the company has been synonymous with Findlay. They're not only a news reporting organization, they are also boosters of Findlay and Northwest Ohio. And it's hard, if not impossible, to think about Findlay Publishing and the Courier without thinking about the Heminger family. The Hemingers have been involved with the Courier for 5 generations. Ed Heminger was the gentleman that I first met as part of the Findlay Publishing Company, and his love of Findlay was absolutely visible. He loved Northwest Ohio, and he wanted to lift up all the good things that happen in Findlay and Northwest Ohio every day, supporting the historical museum, supporting the community foundations, supporting the hospitals, supporting you name it. The Findlay Publishing Company has always been there. Without their support, we would not be able to point to some of the great things that we have going right now in downtown Findlay. And I'm so very happy that they were selected for this award because it's really well deserved.
So when I think, or when United Way thinks of outstanding philanthropist, Sheila and Denny Johnson are top of mind. You know, speaking from the United Way standpoint, over the years, they've donated almost $1 million to this United Way, and it's incredible. But what's important is the way they serve. They've been long-standing members of our Tocqueville Society, which is our donors who really impact the community in the largest way. They believe in philanthropy to encourage others to give. Their gifts have leveraged thousands and thousands of dollars that really feed back to this community. When you think about everything that they're involved in, from the University of Toledo, whether they're on the sidelines, whether they're writing the check in athletics and in academia, their support is ardent. And as well as St. Francis de Sales, the ones that, you know, top of mind, Toledo Lucas County Public Library, Toledo Museum of Art. Their names are on the list, and they are very dedicated to the work that those organizations do for this community. When we think of Denny and Sheila, we think of people who are leaving a legacy to this community, truly, truly. It was funny, earlier today I was talking to Denny on the phone, and he and Sheila are both awestruck with the number of people that are congratulating them on this award. It's no secret. And he said, there are so many other people who better deserve this award than we do. And I thought to myself, add humility to the list. You know, it's that type of leadership that makes a difference. And when you think of community leaders that lead quietly, discreetly, and by example, you think of Denny and Sheila Johnson.
Key Bank and Jim Hoffman have been partnering with Girl Scouts for a very long time, and it's because they believe in girls and women in leadership. They find ways to make sure that they have the opportunity to thrive. For girls in our community to see success in leadership, they need to know that there are individuals and corporations supporting them like Key Bank and Jim Hoffman, because they're opening up doors for them, they're creating opportunities, and they're cheering them on. Research shows that girls' success can be determined by the positive influences in their life. And there are 5 key focus areas, and that includes financial empowerment, where Key Bank and Jim Hoffman fall. With Key Bank, we have actually collaborated with their Key for Women initiative and created a new program called Exec Connect. Exec Connect give girls the opportunity to learn from women what success looks like. It includes mentorship, it includes the opportunity to learn practical social business skills like networking, and it includes career exploration. Key Bank and Jim have made girls and women in leadership a philanthropic priority because they see the value in investing in a pipeline of high-performing, high-achieving women. Because of their generosity, girls have this opportunity and exposure to quality, safe, and enriching activities that help build their 21st century leadership skills. These are the skills our girls need to be successful academically, at work, and in our community.
Well, I think she gives very much because there's the Toledo area cultural leaders. We have a symphony. We have the Valentine Theater where we perform. So she has to collaborate and work with organizations throughout the city. She really knows everybody, which is very helpful when you're working for a nonprofit. She's very aware of the whole overall picture of giving in Toledo, which is a small but a big town in some ways. You know, it's a small, big town. In 2011, when the opera was going under, having financial difficulties, Suzanne was asked to come back and be the CEO of the company, and she actually, I would say at that time, just was an amazing, fearless person who, first of all, made a decision to keep our education program, Opera on Wheels, to keep that going. And then she actually, at the same time, fearlessly went into the offices of CEOs and foundation directors all over the city, lay out the problems and have a well thought out case for why it was going to be good to save the opera. And in an amazingly short amount of time, Suzanne raised the funds to keep the opera going. She really did save the opera. She's a longtime resident of Toledo. She has raised a family here and has always been, I think, involved in the community. She is very strong for the community, very loyal to the community, and always, she obviously is interested in the opera, doing well, but she also really thinks about the community as a whole. She often thinks in terms of, is this good for the community, and is this good for, especially the cultural, artistic end of, because we have many, many organizations in Toledo.
So Rally Cap is an organization very similar to what Special Olympics would be, but there's a few very distinct differences. One would be that Rally Cap focuses on one-on-one interaction. Another difference would be that Rally Cap is non-exclusive. The organization is much more interested in social engagement of the participants as opposed to being competitive. It's much more about having fun, and I think that's what really makes it great.
Luke's impact on Bowling Green, I think, is one of significance, but I think more impactful is what he will do in the future and having the stepping stone at Bowling Green State University. The first event that we had at Bowling Green State University was amazing. I went down, the dean went down, so we're out on the football field, playing catch with the kids, engaging ourselves, and I just started to walk around and talk to parents and engage with the young students. And I realized that this is something that is so needed, right? So needed in Bowling Green, so needed in Northwest Ohio. And I'm a visionary, so I stepped back as I was walking out the door and looked at the field that was covered with footballs and soccer balls and kids' golf balls and kids having fun that probably hadn't had that kind of fun maybe ever in their lifetime. And I was really proud, and I get choked up thinking about it because it takes one little spark, and Luke and Riley Cap is that spark, and he has the oxygen now to take that fire and blaze it throughout the country. So Bowling Green will be on the roadmap forever as the home of Riley Cap sports.
I've always felt that Luke is the type of person that would make an impact on the world. I just didn't know which way it was going to be. He is constantly trying to make himself better and to make his communities and really the world a better place.